I know preparing for the Duolingo English test can feel really tough, but don't stress because I'm here with my top 5 tips to get you started with your preparation. These tips will not only help you to pass the exam, but also to ace it, which is of course what you want to do. So let's get started with tip number 1. If you're new to the Duolingo English test, you might not realize that there are actually 13 different question types. As you can see right here, this comes from the official Duolingo test guide. And these questions are designed to test all of your English knowledge and skills. I made this video here, which is a mini course on the Duolingo English test. It covers all of these question types and gives you tips and strategies for each one. I recommend you watch that. There's a link below in the description. Pay special attention to your production subscore. The production subscore is probably the most important subscore on the Duolingo English test for 2 reasons. Firstly, many universities require you to get a specific production subscore as well as an overall score, as you can see right here. On top of that, compared to the other subscores, most students struggle to get a high score in production because production evaluates your speaking and writing, which are the hardest skills to master in a second language. For those reasons, I strongly recommend you pay special attention to the production score questions on the exam. Really practice frequently and hone in on your speaking and writing skills. These are the 8 question types that contribute to your production subscore. That's quite a lot of question types for you to prepare for. And if you would like special practice with these question types, then I recommend my Ultimate Production Score course, which you can find at detready.com. In my program, we cover all of the production score questions in an efficient and organized way. You can download PDFs and get resources like this essay sample bank. So many Duolingo English test takers have taken this production score program and improved their production score. So if you're interested, there is a link below in the description. I have also made lots of videos covering the production score questions, the speaking and writing ones here on YouTube. You can check my playlists to find those videos. Understanding the scoring criteria. So many students ask me questions about how the Duolingo test is graded, and it's broken up into 2 different question types. The first set of question types is called the CAT question types, these ones here. These question types are graded on a sliding scale, meaning that if you make 1 or 2 mistakes, you won't receive 0 points. Rather, you'll get partial points depending on how well you do. I've met a lot of Duolingo test students who get stressed out about making 1 or 2 mistakes on these types of questions. So if that's you, if you're getting worried, don't worry. You will not get scored 0 if you make just 1 or 2 mistakes. Now, the second type of questions we need to look at are the speaking and writing questions. These are the production score questions, where you have to speak about a topic or describe a photo. Now, of course, there's not really a correct or incorrect answer to these questions. So Duolingo grade these question types based on this scoring criteria: your grammar, your vocabulary, how well you answer the actual question you've been given, or how well you describe the actual photograph you've been shown, your fluency, and your pronunciation for the speaking questions. Those are the points on which Duolingo evaluates your speaking and writing answers, and you should practice giving answers which hit these points. For example, if we take a look at the grammar points in more detail, it talks about the correctness of your grammar and the variety and level of your grammar. Based on that, you need to be able to show Duolingo that you can speak and write correct sentences. This is an English exam, so that's not that surprising. But the second point is all about the variety and complexity of your grammar. Are you able to use simple sentences correctly and also more complex sentences? Again, this is covered in my Ultimate Production Score program, and I've made other YouTube videos talking about complex sentences, so watch those. Practice makes perfect, especially timed practice. When you compare the Duolingo English test to the other exams like the IELTS or TOEFL, the first thing you'll notice is that the time limit for the questions is really short. Because these time limits are so short, I think it is essential that you practice these question types with the correct time limit. At first, it will be difficult, but the more you practice with the correct time limit, the better you will get at answering these questions. I honestly think this is one of the best things you can do to get ready for your Duolingo English test. Now, one way you can practice is by using the full tests I've made here on YouTube. I think I've made more than 20 of these full tests now for you to practice with. But if you want to practice in a more interactive way, then I do have a practice platform you can use on my website. Here you can practice thousands of Duolingo test questions with the correct time limit and check your answers immediately. This practice platform works great on your computer or laptop, but also on your phone, so you can log in and practice wherever you are and whenever you want. This is at detready.com. Understand the rules. One of the major benefits of the Duolingo English test compared to the other exams like the IELTS and TOEFL is that you can do this test at home at any time you want. You just have to log in, make a payment, and take the test. That's great, but it also means that you are responsible for following all of the rules. No one is going to check with you, you have to follow them yourself. The best way to learn about these rules is to go to the official Duolingo test guide and go to pages 40 and 41. And here are all of the rules you need to follow. It's very important that you read these rules, understand them, and of course follow them when you take the test. If you get caught cheating or mistakenly breaking one of these rules, you'll get an email like this saying that your exam was uncertified. Sometimes Duolingo lets you retake the exam again at no cost, but other times if they think that you were actually cheating, then you might get banned for life. Okay, so those were 5 tips to help you get started with your Duolingo test preparation. I hope this was helpful. Now I recommend you watch this speaking video here because it will help you to describe a photo effectively through speaking, which is probably one of the hardest questions on this whole Duolingo test. I think this is a really good video, so I'll see you here right now.